Hi, and welcome to DLC's instructional videos. Today we're going to learn how to distribute. So let me just get my pen here ready to make. Okay, so the first one we have 5 plus, and then we have 7, and then an expression in parentheses. What this is, it's 5 plus 7 times all this stuff. Now we don't know what n is. If we did, we could solve this problem, but because we don't, we're going to leave it as is. But what we will do is we're going to distribute the 7 so that we can simplify. And what that means is you're going to multiply this 7 times the terms inside. Remember, an expression is made up of terms separated by operations. A term is a variable or a number, or a variable and a number. So right here we have two terms. So we're going to multiply 7 times the first term, which is 2n. 7 times 2n is 14n. 7 times a positive 1 is positive 7. Then what we're going to do is bring everything else down. And because the 14n is positive, I'm going to put a positive symbol or an addition sign right in front of it so that I could separate my 5 and my 14. Now we combine like terms, which is what we learned in our previous video. So here we know that 5 and 7 are like terms. We combine them, so we could say 14n. We just bring this baby down. There's nothing else I can combine that with. And then 5 plus 7 is 12. That's it. I can't do anything else because I don't know what n is. So we just leave it as is, and now this is simplified. Okay, here we are distributing a negative. Now this changes things because we know that negative changes the signs of the numbers. So a negative 5 times a positive 6, it's negative 30. A negative 5 times a negative 3 is a positive 15, and then n. So even though it's a subtraction sign in front of the 5, you treat it as if it were a negative. Same thing with the negative 3n or minus 3n. You treat it like it's a negative 3n. And then what we do is we're going to drop this 2n down, and the negative 30, now it becomes 2n minus 30. So a negative could be treated like a subtraction symbol, and vice versa. A subtraction symbol could be treated as a negative number. So now we combine like terms. So we got 2n and 15n, that's 17n, and there's nothing to do with the negative 30, so we just bring it down. And we're done. We can't do anything else. Let's go ahead and do two more examples, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add another step. Okay, so here there is no number between the negative symbol and what's inside the parentheses, but you treat it as if it were negative 1. So you distribute that negative 1 and you multiply times the terms inside parentheses. So negative 1 times 5x is negative 5x. Negative 1 times a positive 4 is a negative 4. Bring down the 11. Oops. Okay, bring down the 11. So now we have 11 minus 5x minus 4. Combine your 11 and your 4. So there's nothing to combine the x with, so just bring that down. Negative 5x. 11 minus 4 is 7, so that's positive, so that's plus 7. And that's it. We can't do anything else. That's our final answer. We simplified it. Let's do one more. This is not challenging. It's just longer, but that's okay. So right here we're going to distribute the 5, which means we multiply the 5 times all the terms inside this set of parentheses. So that's 15y. 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. Okay, now we distribute the negative, which is equivalent to changing the signs inside the parentheses, or equivalent to multiplying a negative 1 times everything inside the parentheses. And when you do that, the signs change. So instead of positive 6, it becomes negative 6. Instead of plus 4y, it becomes negative 4y. So here you start combining like terms. So we got 15 minus 4. 15 minus 4 is 11y. We could go ahead and cross out those terms so that you won't get confused. Negative 35 and a negative 6. I owe $35. I owe $6. Altogether, I owe $41. And that's it. I can't do anything else. So it's 11y minus 41, and I'm done with that. Okay, so now we're going to add one more step. We're going to simplify. We're going to simplify this expression for x equals negative 2. I'm sorry, we're going to simplify and then evaluate this expression for x equals negative 2. All right, so we're going to distribute first. We have a 3 out here, but don't forget that subtraction symbol, it turns this 3 into a negative 3 when you distribute. So negative 3 times a positive 5x is negative 15x. A negative 3 times a negative 7 is a positive 21, and then we're going to bring everything else down. That negative, we treat it like a subtraction sign. We bring in, okay, so this is minus 4x, but we're going to treat it like a negative 4x, or at least right here in this case, we could just leave it minus 4x. Now we combine like terms. Negative 15x and a negative 4x. I owe $15, I owe $4. Together I owe $19, or 19x's. Okay, cross those symbols out. Now I have 12 and 21. So 21 and 10, that's 31, plus 2 more, that's 33. So that's it. Am I finished? No. I actually know what x is. It tells me. It says x equals negative 2. Now I could evaluate this for x equals negative 2. So I have negative 19 times negative 2 plus 33. A negative times a negative is a positive. And 19 times 2 is going to be, well, 10 times 2 is 20. 9 times 2 is 18, so that's 38. Positive 38 plus 33. And I'm just breaking my numbers down just to make my mental math easier. We know that 30 and 30, that's 60, plus 11, that's 71. It's just my way of doing mental math. So that's it for today's lesson. I hope you've got something out of it. Good luck, and bye-bye.